Hello, welcome to Crew Leader Training for Rocky Railway VBS. I'm so glad that you guys are taking the time to be crew leaders this year. I'm really excited that we get to come back and be in person. Um, we're just so excited that our programming is coming back and that we get to be with our kids and families again. Um, we're going to be walking through a lot of the big changes that we have this year. Obviously, because of COVID and the social distancing procedures, we've had to do things a little differently this year. We are keeping things pretty small. We're doing things in a new space and in a new way. So we want to go over all of those changes and how that will affect you guys as crew leaders. I'll be walking you through a PowerPoint presentation. There'll be a couple videos we're going to watch about general staff training and then Operation Kid to Kid video, so you'll know all about what our mission project is for this year. And then we'll just hit all of the basic stuff. So I'm so glad that you're joining us. I can't wait to see you all in person. Next week, Monday through Friday, the week before Vacation Bible School, I encourage you to stop into the office to pick up your t-shirt and your crew leader folder if you want to look at things ahead of time. If you're not able to make it in during office hours on the first night of Vacation Bible School, you can grab your t-shirt then. That's not an issue, but if you're able to come in during the week before and do that, that would be absolutely great. So I'm going to share my screen and get started with the PowerPoint. And hope that everything goes well. Alrighty. Okay, so obviously our theme this year is Rocky Railway, and the tagline is Jesus' Power Pulls Us Through. We're going to be talking all about the awesome power of God. Our Bible stories center around the book of Acts, so we'll be talking about Saul's conversion to Paul, stories about Peter and John, Paul's shipwreck, and about how the church is united and begins in the book of Acts. And then, of course, on Thursday night, we always have our story of Jesus's death and resurrection. So we'll be journeying through the Rocky Mountains of North America on this train journey as we learn about Jesus' awesome power. So we're going to watch a video to begin with that will kind of take us through our basic staff training. This will show you kind of the do's and don'ts of Vacation Bible School and give you an idea of the different stations we'll be going through. So let's watch this together.
Welcome to VBS. Yep, get ready for a wild and wonderful week. But more than anything, you're going to have fun. Plus, you get the privilege of seeing kids grow in their relationship with God. Over the years, Groups VBS consistently rates #1 in customer satisfaction. Well, that just means you and your peers tell us you're having a great experience with Group. For the next few minutes, we'll outline why we think that is. So we've compiled a few tips from our crew that created and tested this VBS. Over the years, we've learned what will make your experience and your kids' experience the best. Our team has been there and done that, and here's our best advice.
First, follow the program as it's written. The activities in each leader manual have been tested, tweaked, and retested with real kids and real teachers to make them the best for you. You have our guarantee that these directions are the best way to lead your station. Your station leaders will love our field test findings. These are things we discovered, well, sometimes the hard way, at our field test. They let you know what to do and what not to do. Remember, we've made the mistakes so you don't have to.
Be sure to say the Bible point each day. Each day, everything focuses on one easy to remember Bible point. The idea is that kids have one solid, simple Bible truth to take home and put into practice. Hearing you say the Bible point helps kids remember it and understand it. And when kids shout back their response, you can be sure they're engaged and solidifying the Bible point.
I've come in at the end, so I've heard what the basic message was of that day, and they get it.
Be a great leader by learning and using kids' names. When someone calls you by name in a kind way, you feel that they care. It really is a simple way to make kids feel special. Each day, your goal is to speak each child's name in love. What a powerful and easy way to show God's love. By the way, the small mixed-age crews ensure kids will hear their names in a loving way each day. We've built it into the program.
Next, be sure to participate. You didn't come to VBS to stand around and talk with other adults. Get involved in the games. Sing out loud during sing and play. Get into the Bible adventures. During discussion times, share your own thoughts and insights. When kids hear your own stories of how God has made a difference in your life, we promise that makes an impact on the kids.
Circle up. In most stations, you'll have a time for discussion and sharing. That's the time for your crew to form a small knee-to-knee circle. Wait until your crew members are circled up before beginning the discussion time. Leaders across the country have tried this and found that it really does make a difference. Station leaders encourage crew leaders to make discussion circles before you continue. Make circling up part of the fun. One crew leader always placed their hat in the circle center for everyone to surround. In a crew circle, kids and leaders are focusing on each other. The discussion is lively and everyone is engaged. Take a few extra seconds so you can get face to face with kids in your crew. It really helps.
It's not good enough to just sit in a circle. If you really sit knee to knee and circle up and look in each other's eyes, the whole dynamic changes. It's so much more engaging than everybody just kind of sitting whichever way they want to and pretending to be engaged.
Station leaders, call on crew leaders to lend a hand. If people are talking when you want to give instructions, just say, crew leaders, let's make sure everyone can hear these instructions. Or if you see that kids are distracted with their sciencey fun gizmos during Bible adventures, say, crew leaders, let's move all of your crew bags and fun stuff to the wall. Remember, each crew leader is responsible for 5 kids. If each one lends a hand, your job is a snap. Listen up. As you can see, there's a lot going on at VBS, so be sure to listen up. Station leaders may need help getting kids to tune in or stop one activity and begin another. So be sure to listen to the station leaders so you can help kids with each activity.
Thanks for giving your time and energy to show kids God's love. You're making a difference in the lives of kids and adults in your community. It's our prayer that you see God transform your church through VBS.
All right. So you can see that VBS is going to be a lot of fun, and we are just very excited to have it again. There's a couple things in that video I just want to make sure that we'll kind of touch as we go through the rest of the presentation, but a few things kind of at the end. We want to be listening. We want to be circling up with our crews the best we can. We want to be participating and being active in the program. Kids are taking their cue from you as the crew leader to say, oh, what is my crew leader doing? How's my crew leader reacting? And we want to make sure that you guys are fully participating and excited about what's going on, and really being involved and participating in what's happening. So do the motions to the songs, join in the games when you can, and be active and be a part of it. It makes it a lot more fun and engaging for the kids. Okay, we want to hit, we have a lot of changes this year, so we want to make sure that we hit all of those changes and make sure that everybody knows what's going on. Here's some of our big changes that we're going to start with. First being the time change. So typically VBS has been 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. and it is now going from a 3-hour program to a 2-hour program. So it's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. this year. So instead of arriving at 5:15 like you have in the past, you're now going to need to be at the church and in your seat by 5:45. kids will be starting to come in at that time, and we need to make sure that our crew leaders are there, before the kids really start coming in. So please be in your seat by 5:45. We're also going to be using a different space this year. Typically, we've used all 3 buildings, both floors, everywhere. And this year, we are only going to be using the Family Life Center. So we're running really 3 different areas. There's going to be the main stage area, which is of course the stage in the Family Life Center. And then there's going to be a space partitioned off in the corner. That's going to be the Imagination Station space. And then the games will be happening outside. So we will all be contained within 1 building and outside in the parking lot. So we won't be going very far. It's going to be a much smaller and more homey experience. We're going to be very comfy and cozy together. We're doing this to help save our custodians time in terms of cleaning and making sure that everything is safe for our kids and families. This way we can kind of contain everything to 1 space, and we don't need to be cleaning and sanitizing and doing all that stuff around the entire building. This will save everybody a lot of hassle and a lot of time. Plus, we're making our program smaller this year. We're only going to have up to 50 kids rather than our usual 150-ish. So we wanted to use a smaller space because we're having a smaller group. So that is going to be our building change. Then, of course, with those changes, comes a schedule change. So now that we're only running a 2-hour program instead of 3, we needed to get rid of some of the classes we've had and kind of change our times around a little bit. So the main sing and play times, that's our welcoming time, is going to be from 6 to 6:25. And then there's going to be the first rotation. So with 50 kids, there's going to be a split. It's going to be 25 kids in group A, 25 kids in group B. Crews 1 through 5 will be A, groups 6 through 10 will be B. And you will, follow your schedule to go to your rotation. So half will go to Imagination Station, half to Locomotion Games from 6:30 to 6:50. Then we will all come back together for Bible adventures from the main stage. So usually our Bible class is upstairs in rooms 208 through 210. But this year we're going to be teaching right from the stage. So it'll be a bit of a different experience than we've had before, but that's going to be from 6:53 to 7:13. And we will all be together back by the main stage. Then there's going to be the second rotation. So you'll go do your other class from 7:15 to 7:35, and then we're all back to the main stage again, all together, 7:40 to 8 o'clock for the Rocky wrap up. We are also, with the change in location, having a change in our drop off and pickup procedure. So where parents used to come into the sanctuary to pick up their kids in the past, now we will be doing a car line this year. So they will be coming into the parking lot. Our registration team is going to be handling the sign in and the checkout. They will be calling for the students to come outside when their parents' car pulls up. So as an example, if the Landstedt family is coming to pick up their kids, and mom comes pulling up in the car, we know, we've checked her ID, we know that she's an authorized and safe person to pick up the children. We will call in using the sound system to say, okay, Landstedt children, it's time for you to come outside. They will be escorted outside and safely gotten into their vehicle. So your job as crew leader, you won't have to worry about that, besides making sure that when a student is called, that you make sure that they're getting up and heading out with the registration team. So you will be staying at your table, and we'll go over this a little bit later when we talk specifically about dismissal, but you guys won't have to worry about it as crew leaders. You'll be staying with your crew in the Family Life Center. Another change this year is that we're keeping crews as family groups this year. So I'm going to keep using the Landstedts as an example. Thank you, Landstedt family. They have 3 children. Those 3 children would all stay within the same crew. So we're not splitting up family members into different crews like we've done in the past. So if they're part of a family group, they're staying with the same crew leader and as part of the same crew. Families are allowed to request another family that they can be with. So it might be that the Landsteads would have a family that they would want, their kids to hang out with, or somebody that's already part of their bubble of safety, in their normal lives and, outside of VBS. And so they can request to be with that family as part of their crew. So each crew leader will have 5 or 6 kids. That might be 2 to 3 families in your crew. And then another change this year is obviously we don't have pews like we do over in the sanctuary, but we're going to be using the round tables that will be set up in front of the stage, and you will have a table assigned to your crew. So you won't have to sit on the floor this year. You'll have a table with, your chairs around it, and that will be kind of your place to be when you're in the Family Life Center. And it'll be the same over in the Imagination Station Center. So in that space that's divided off for them, you'll also have a table to sit at with your crew. There's also station leader changes. So we had some teachers who weren't able to come back this year. And so I will be teaching from the main stage along with Mindy Standifer and doing the welcoming and closing time and the Bible teaching. So because I'm going to be on the stage and teaching, I'm not going to be able to act as the director to handle issues all the time when I'm up in front of the kids. So when I am up in front of the kids, I am not your first point of contact for if there's an issue or a discipline problem or if somebody gets hurt or whatever. If Mindy is available, she would be your first point of contact. If Mindy's also up helping me at that time, then registration team is a great ones to go to. So Bobby Bergman and Barb Ratliff would be your people to kind of go to if there's an emergency situation. When I'm not teaching and I'm not up on the stage, then I'm the person to contact if there's an issue. Okay, so when you come in during the week to get your shirt and your folder, the stuff that's in your folder is these things here. So you'll have a sample schedule in there. I'll be getting you your info about what crew number you have. So you'll either be in group A or you'll be in group B. There's also information about all the Bible buddies, which we'll also be going over during the training, just so you know who they are and kind of what their Bible point is for the day. There's information about our Operation Kid to Kid, which is our mission program that we do through a group and with World Vision. This year, we are providing alpacas for kids and families in Ecuador. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. There's also a sheet on who's who in your crew, which is the jobs that you can give to the kids in your crew. So you might have somebody be the crew bag holder, somebody might be the line leader, somebody might be the prayer person, the thank youer, or the map, the guide to get you from, to your next station, somebody who follows the schedule. So you get to decide, and the kids with you, who wants to do which jobs each day. There's also some examples of like, what do I do when, or what do I do if? So how do I handle a kid that's not listening? How do I handle an emergency situation? So there's all these kind of what if situations, and there's good information in there, especially if you're new to crew leading, that can help you make good and wise choices. There's also information about each day's Bible lesson in your folder. So you'll have days 1 through 5 with the Bible story, the Bible point, our daily verse, the Bible buddy for the day. All of that information is in your folder. Just some general information and some reminders. We like to keep phones tucked away during Vacation Bible School. Our main priority during VBS is the kids. We want them to know that we love them, that we care about them, and that we're focusing on them. That means that phones need to go away and stay away. We're not being distracted by them. We're not taking pictures. We're not texting other people. We're not doing any of that. Unless there's an emergency or you need to contact me for some reason, the phone really needs to stay in your pocket or in the crew bag. Remember that you're working with kids. You're going to be up and down, doing activities, playing games, all of that stuff. So wear clothes that are comfy, that are appropriate, and that you'll be comfortable wearing. And you can pick up your VBS t-shirt, and they are free this year. Unfortunately, we're not able to provide dinner for everybody like we have in the past. We are only able to provide a prepackaged snack and a bottle of water for everyone each night. So we will have that available for you, but there is no specific snack time during VBS. So if you can have your bottle of water anytime with you, but we ask that you don't eat your snack in front of the kids. So when you get there, you're welcome to grab a snack and eat it before, or you can grab a snack to take home with you at the end of the night. Bathroom breaks are best between stations. We don't want to have the kids leave in the middle of a lesson to have to go to the bathroom. So for yourself and for the kids, try to make sure that you're using the bathroom before and after things or between stations. Also, the bathrooms in the Family Life Center are right there, for the kids to use. So they'll, all be right there in the building. Remember that as an adult and as part of our child and youth protection policy, you are not allowed to go into the bathroom and go and use the bathroom yourself if there is another child in there. You need to wait until the bathroom is empty for you to go in and use the restroom. So we encourage you to do that before VBS starts or after VBS. Or if you need to do it, you can't hold it, you need to go in between, you make sure that another crew leader is aware that you're stepping out to use the restroom and that another adult is watching your kids while you go. Okay, so when you arrive the first night of Vacation Bible School, so Monday night you're coming in, you're going to head first to the volunteer check-in area. So this is going to be in the corner of the Family Life Center towards the preschool door. So this is the northwest corner. You'll find your name tag, you'll get your daily schedule, there's extra supplies there, just kind of, anything that you might need is going to be back on that table. Your crew bag will already be waiting for you at your table. I just want to remind you that the daily schedule does change every day. So every day you need to come back and find your daily schedule. I know it's a little confusing. The schedule does not change. So in itself, if you're part of Group A or Group B, you're always following the same schedule. But there's other information on that sheet that does change every day. So that's where I put any announcements that I need for you guys to know. Those go on that sheet. And then on the other side, on the back side of the schedule, is fun things to do with your crew. So there's little jokes, there's information about the different animals that we, the Bible buddy animals that we learn about. There's fun little things to ask the kids in your crew. All of that is kind of on the back side of the schedule, and that changes every day to go along with the animal for the day and the Bible story for the day. So you want to grab that schedule every day. Then you're going to head to your table. You'll find your crew bag, and we'll talk about what'll be in there in a minute. And then the children will be brought into you by the registration team and by one of the runners. So they'll be getting them from the car line, walking them into the building, and getting them to you. You want to check the kids' name tags right away. You're going to check to make sure that you know their name. And then you're going to check to see if they have any kind of an allergy or a medical condition that you need to worry about. Now, this year, we don't need to worry about food allergies because we're not serving the children food. But you do want to know things like, oh, they're allergic to fire ants, wasps, any kind of an outdoor allergy kind of thing is important to know. Or if there's some other kind of a medical condition that you just need to be aware of. That will be written on their name tag. And then there are Ziploc bags inside your crew bag that you can write the child's name onto the Ziploc bag. So oh, this is Amanda's bag and this is her stuff. And anything that she gets during VBS will get tucked into that bag. So what's in your crew bag? There's a couple of different things. So you have a small bottle of hand sanitizer. You'll have tissues, Scotch tape. There's 2 Sharpies this year, a black and a silver, and we'll get into why there's a silver one a little later. You'll have a pen. You have 6 gallon-sized Ziploc bags, and there'll be more at the volunteer check-in if you need more. And then there's a lump of coal in there. That's not a real lump of coal. It'll be a little black block of wood, and it will be for our God sighting stuff. So you'll get one of those every day to do the God sightings with your kids. And then any extra things will be at volunteer check-in. Oh, you'll also have a list of the kids that are signed up to be in your crew will also be in your bag. Okay, dismissal procedure. So when it's time for dismissal, you're going to remain at your table. You're not going anywhere. You're staying right in the Family Life Center. Remember that stuff on the back of your schedule? This is a great time to check out all of that stuff. So while you're sitting and waiting for the kids to be picked up, you're sitting at your table. This is a great time to chat, to look at those jokes or fun activities, or to ask the kids some fun questions. So it's a wonderful time to do that. So the children will be checked out by their guardian outside in the car line. And then they'll be called over the sound system to come outside when their guardian has arrived. And if you have the child of a volunteer in your crew, you can release them to go to their parent once the majority of children have been picked up. So remember that the volunteers are all, also have children that they're dealing with, or they have a responsibility that they're working on. So it might not be a great thing to just, release their child to go over to them right away. Hold on to that child for a little bit until you see that the parent's ready to get them. So just be aware. Okay, let's meet our buddies. So we've got 5 buddies. There's a different buddy that we meet each day. Day 1 is Ramsey, who is a bighorn sheep. Day 1 will be that Jesus' power helps us do hard things. And we'll be learning the story of Ananias helping Saul after Saul comes in from being blinded, and Ananias goes over and helps him out. So we'll be learning about that. Day 2, Ava, she's a red-tailed hawk. She teaches us that Jesus' power gives us hope. And we will be learning about Paul and the shipwreck on that night. Day 3 is Sierra. She is a mountain lion. She teaches us that Jesus' power helps us be bold. And we'll be talking about Peter and John teaching people about Jesus. Now, every time that the kids hear these Bible points, they have to do something, and you may have seen it in the video if you were looking. There's always something that the kids shout, an emotion that they do every time they hear the Bible point. So this year we're shouting, "Trust Jesus," and the kids are going to be reaching up into the air and kind of pulling down like they're pulling a train whistle. So you'll need to practice that a lot, and we will be practicing that a lot. But when we hear, "Hey, Jesus' power helps us to do hard things," then everybody will reach up, pull down, and say, "Trust Jesus." And we will be saying that after every Bible point. So make sure you're practicing that. All right, our day 4 and 5 buddies. We have Finn, who's a rainbow trout. He teaches us that Jesus' power helps us live forever. That's our Thursday night Jesus night when we talk about Jesus's death and resurrection. And then our last one, for all of us old folks out there who will get the joke, we have Lawrence Elk, and he is an elk. He teaches us that Jesus' power helps us be good friends. And we'll be talking about how the church is united and the church is started in the book of Acts. So those are our 5 buddies. We're going to be meeting each night, and we'll be reaching up, pulling down, and saying, "Trust Jesus," after every single Bible point. I know you guys can do this. All right, Operation Kid to Kid, yay. So every year we partner with World Vision to do some sort of a global missions project. And this year we are providing alpacas to families in Ecuador. So alpacas provide up to 10 pounds of fleece every year for up to 20 years, which can be used to spin, knit, or sell for profit. So families that have alpacas tend to be more productive. They have some sort of a resource to help provide money for their family and be able to farm. And so the donations help provide the alpacas for these needy families and teach them how to care for the animals properly. So we're going to watch a little video that's going to help share a little bit more about this story.
Not too far from North America is the country of Ecuador. In this little country, about the size of New Mexico, you'll find cities, beaches, jungles, and mountains. Small farming communities are nestled into the soaring Andes Mountains, far from the bustling city. Life up here can be hard. At nearly 2 miles above sea level, the soil can be compact, rocky, and dry. That makes it hard for farmers to grow the crops they need to feed and provide for their families. As a result, a lot of kids go hungry, but a surprising animal can make a huge difference. Alpacas are fun, friendly, fleecy farm farm animals. Most farm animals have hooves, which pack down the soil. But God made alpacas with little pillows on the bottoms of their feet. The soft feet are gentle to the soil, keeping more moisture in the soil, which can even mean more water in the air. That allows the crops to grow better. Wow! Plus, alpaca fleece is valuable when it's spun into yarn, then woven into clothing or blankets. And alpacas make about 10 pounds of fleece each year. Families can stay warm and sell the fleece to help pay for their kids' education, healthcare, and food for many years. Unfortunately, alpacas are expensive for farmers to buy. But you can help. When you bring in $10, and you bring in $10, and you, and you, and you, and you, all those dollars get put together and sent to people who will give alpacas to families in Ecuador. You can bring help, hope, and awesome alpacas to kids in Ecuador.
All right. So every night the kids are going to get an opportunity to bring in some money to help provide these alpacas for people. So there'll be a little station up at the front by the stage. That will be a place where they can drop their money that will collect each night and do a running tally throughout the week. And we'll let the kids know each night how much they've collected. So not all the kids are going to have an opportunity to bring in anything. So we encourage you as a crew leader, if you have a change jar at home or you have a couple extra quarters or something, it's nice to have a little something to give the kids to go and put up. If there's a kid that comes in that isn't able to afford to provide anything or forgot their money at home, we can at least give them a dime or a quarter, something little that they can go up and have something to put in the display. So we encourage you to do that if you're able to. It's just nice for the kids to have something to put in each night. All right. So the next fun thing that we get to talk about is God sightings. So every day during Vacation Bible School, we'll be talking about how we see God in our world, in our life, in creation, in what's been going on. So God sightings are times when we see God in everyday life. Was someone helpful? Did someone show kindness? Did you see something in creation that reminded you of God? Those are the kinds of things that we're looking for, is how are the gods seeing God work in their lives or in the lives of others throughout the week. So on the very first day, everybody's going to get this Watch for God wristband. And this is for the kids and for the volunteers. So everybody should have them on throughout the week. And the kids can take them home. This is something that they, get to wear. If they forget to bring it back, it's okay. It's not a big deal. We only have enough wristbands that everybody gets one. So it's okay if they didn't bring it back or if they forgot it, but they're welcome to wear them all throughout the week. Then during our sing and play welcoming time, me and Mindy will be talking about the God sightings, and we'll give you an opportunity to huddle up with your crew, and you're going to, this is where this lump of coal comes in. So in your crew bag, there's a black little block of wood, and they'll be writing their God sightings on that with the silver Sharpie, or you'll be writing it for them. They don't need to be the ones to write it if we want to make sure there's enough space for everybody. So you'll write a little thing around on the little lump of coal. And then each day a different child can go up and put it down our coal chute. So we have a fun little coal chute slide thing that goes down into a coal bucket that the kids get to put their little lump of coal down in there and fill up the bucket as the week goes on. So it'll be something fun that they'll get to do during the sing and play each day. All right, so at the end of each night, we are going to be sending home this year these take-home bags. So since we're not able to provide snack during Vacation Bible School, we're sending home snack for them to take home. So there's a little bag that they're going to get. It's going to have their snack, a little bottle of water, their Bible buddy for the day. So we're going to already have tucked that in the bag, so you won't need to worry about the Bible buddies at all this year. And then we have just a little small toy for them as well, just something fun to give them this year. Now the registration team will have those on a table by the door. So as the kids are leaving to go get into their vehicles, the registration team will make sure that every child gets their little bag. Okay, our last kind of stuff here is our child protection and safety policies and just reminders. So first aid kits, there will be one at the registration table, and then there's also one right in the entranceway to the Family Life Center. There's an AED machine there, and then on top of the AED machine is a red first aid bag that has Band-Aids and all the big, things that we would need. So if you just need to grab a quick Band-Aid, those are the places to go. You always want to make sure that you know where your children are. So you as a crew leader are responsible for these 5 or 6 kids, and they're your kids for the week, and you are responsible for knowing where they are at all times. So you want to make sure that they're sticking together as they go from station to station. If they need to use the restroom, you need to know that they are in that restroom. You need to be aware of where your children are always. Also, we always want to stay with our group and remember the 2-person rule. So this isn't as big of a deal this year, considering we're all kind of staying in one space and we're not wandering through hallways and things, but you never, ever, ever want to be alone with a child. Never. There's absolutely no reason ever that you should be alone with a child. You must always be with your group. You must always have another adult nearby with you. So if for some reason you need to help a child out, or a child has gone into the bathroom and they need help, we understand how, pre-K, kindergarten kids, they just sometimes need help with different things. You do not go into that bathroom. You let that child come out to you, or you find somebody like me, Mindy, someone who can go in and make sure that everything's safe, or you keep that door propped open and you make sure that somebody knows that you have gone into the bathroom with that child. So if that child needs help for some reason and you need to enter into the bathroom to help them, there better be another adult with you when you do that, so that you are not putting yourself in any kind of a situation where you or the child could be in trouble. Okay, we want to do this for your safety and for the children's safety. So make sure that you are making smart and good decisions at all times. If there is a discipline issue or a health or safety issue that you're going, I just don't know what to do with this, I cannot handle this, then remember, if I'm teaching, I'm not available, but Mindy or Bobby will be available. If for some reason Mindy's not available, find Bobby or Barb with the registration team and they can help you. On your tables is going to be a bottle of hand sanitizer and some hand wipes for you guys to use. You must use that stuff every single time you pass by those tables. If you get up to do an activity and you sit back down, you are passing that sanitizer around. If you have to, you've gotten up and you've gone to another station and you've come back, you are using that hand sanitizer. Always, always, always make sure that you are utilizing those things, keeping everybody clean, and doing what we can to make sure that germs are not being spread. In that same vein, masks are no longer mandatory, but they are very, very encouraged. Remember that our young children have not yet been vaccinated. So even though you might be vaccinated, and even though the majority around us might be vaccinated, we will still have 50 young people in our building that have not been vaccinated. And so we want to do everything that we can to keep our kids and families safe, and that they're not sharing things amongst themselves or taking something home to somebody that might, it might be more of an issue for. So while you are not required to wear a mask and we cannot make you wear a mask, we still encourage you to do so when you're in the Family Life Center. When you're outside playing games, it's not necessary. But when you're inside the building, please just use your best discretion and make wise and good choices for everybody. So yeah. Okay, I know it is very possible. Let me just turn on my, there we go. Hey again. I know it's very possible and probably very likely that I have forgotten something during this training. So if you have done Vacation Bible School before and you're going, Faye, you completely forgot to talk about blah, 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 please let me know. Email me, call me, text me, and just say, hey, don't forget, you completely forgot to talk about this. And then I can make sure to get that sent out in an email right away, because I know that it is most likely that I have forgotten something or didn't mention something. So I encourage you to let me know where I flubbed and help me out. So thank you guys so much for taking this time to watch the video, for doing this training with me. I really, really appreciate that fact that you are giving up your time and energy to help with VBS. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all in person and our kids and families. And I can't wait until we are all together again. This is wonderful. I hopefully will see you this week as you come in for your t-shirts and your folders. If I don't, then I will see you Monday night of VBS, which is June 21st through the 25th from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. I'll see you all then.